Welcome, scholars. This video will introduce you to the first major assignment, the literature review, which is due Monday, September 25th. For the literature review, you will introduce your topics, synthesize previous research conversation, identify gaps in the conversation, and develop a research question that might fill a current gap in the conversation. The goal is to discover what is already known and what is still unknown in order to find a way to contribute something new to the research conversation. You won't be making an argument about your topic yet, just reporting previous research and indicating that your upcoming study is needed. You will later revise the literature review to serve as the introduction section of your final research article. The literature review assignment supports several learning goals. In this assignment, you will find, evaluate, synthesize, integrate, and document credible secondary research, practice writing in a common academic genre, identify a research question to answer through primary research, apply theories to frame a research project, engage in research and writing as a recursive process, make appropriate writing choices to present your research. To identify your audience for the semester research project, first start with novice scholars learning about the field of writing and rhetoric, so ENC 1101 and 1101 and 2 students like yourselves, then narrow that based on who would be interested in your specific topic. I'm another real audience you have to consider. As your college composition instructor, I will be deciding whether you've gathered a sufficient understanding of the previous research and have an appropriate and workable guiding question for your semester research project. Here are the research requirements for the lit review. Your introduction section should cite popular sources to help establish background and context. Then the body of your literature review should not include any popular sources. Instead, it should just focus on secondary sources. A literature review is a synthesis of the academic conversation surrounding a topic, so only scholarly sources should be used here. You're required to include specific textual support from at least 8 scholarly sources. However, to create topic generalizations, you might need more like 12 to 16, even if many of them are only cited in those multi-source citations and not quoted or paraphrased directly. At least one of your sources must relate to writing or rhetoric theory. I have a handout for this that you can check out later. You will be evaluated on your research skills, including a variety of database. Make sure that you keep track of which databases all your sources come from and include that in your MLA reference citations. Because your goal is to contribute something new to the conversation with your primary research, which you'll plan in the next major assignment, there's hopefully not a source about your exact topic. That's a good thing, don't worry. Instead, think of broader categories your topic belongs to and research those broader conversations for related topics. For example, if you're studying the Taylor Swift fandom, definitely start with Taylor Swift and fandom as search terms, but then also try celebrity and fandom for your next search. If there are sources about your exact topic, you might need to change topics, but you might instead be able to find a way to frame it in a different way. You could study a different population of primary text. For example, if someone studied how Taylor Swift fans act on Reddit, you can instead study Instagram accounts devoted to Taylor Swift. Or you could analyze the texts in a different way. For example, if a previous source used discourse community theory to describe how Taylor Swift fans act online, you could use rhetorical theory instead. Your goal in the lit review is to introduce the research conversations surrounding your topic. Do enough research to have a big picture understanding of the current conversations and use sources that provide major contributions to those conversations. Introduce research as a conversation, including a focus on who is saying what. The literature review will require that you start each section or paragraph of your essay with a topic generalization and a multi-source citation to introduce the research conversation. The more research you gather, the easier it will be to write these topic generalizations. A topic generalization will identify the field of studies and describe where previous research in that field have overlapped. A field of study is an academic domain like a major. The multi-source citation will include all of the sources you found that the topic generalization applies to, with the semicolon separating each source. As you read your sources, look for overlaps that can be used as topic generalizations. Your upcoming project planning assignments will require you to gather at least 8 scholarly sources for your lit review. However, these are just your most important 8 sources, not your only sources. You'll likely need more than 8 sources to create sufficient topic generalizations, even if some sources are only used for topic generalization citations. Here's an example of a topic generalization with multi-source citation. Rhetorical scholars have provided multiple competing definitions for the term exigence: Bitzer, Covino and Joliffe, Grant Davey. So in this case, authors Bitzer, Covino and Joliffe, and Grant Davey are all researchers in the field of rhetorical studies who have defined the term exigence. Each of these sources will be found in the Works Cited page, but my body paragraph may only cite Bitzer and Grant Davey. To prepare you for your literature review, you will first complete a series of low-stakes project planning assignments. I will provide feedback on these assignments, which you should use to revise and resubmit. Grades on low-stake assignments are meant to indicate how much revision you need to prepare you for the major assignment. Even if you do not resubmit before the close date for full credit, you should still use my feedback to fix issues before the major assignment to help you get a higher grade on it. You can always email me or visit me in office hours if you have any questions about my feedback or need more help revising. Here's a list of low-stakes assignments you will use to prepare for the lit review. A particular note here is the annotated bibliography due September 11th. This assignment is worth 4 points, which is the most of any low-stakes assignment this semester. It will require you to find 8 secondary sources, create MLA reference citations, which you'll do in previous assignments, then summarize them using MLA in-text citations. Not including finding the sources and writing the reference citations, I expect this assignment to take about 4 to 6 hours just to read and summarize the sources. So you want to start work on this early. I also want to point out the library research consultation extra credit. Unfortunately, the library sometimes takes several days to schedule appointments. So if you want this extra credit, try and schedule it as soon as possible. There isn't a separate assignment for it, but you'll also need to start popular research for the research section of your literature review. Use Google to find credible websites or news and magazine articles that provide background and context for your topic. What information should your audience know in order to understand your topic? Consider history, statistics, current events, and public controversies. Here's an outstanding student example you can look at to get a sense of what a literature review looks like. Please note that the link takes you to the full research article, but only the indicated pages are for the literature review section that we're working on for this first assignment. Sections of this will be required reading for the rest of the upcoming student example summaries too. Your next steps should be to read How to Undertake a Literature Review. This is a short blog that will give you a good advice on conducting a review of scholarly research. Then read the Types of Sources slideshow. Pay particular attention to the difference between popular sources and scholarly sources. Also, the sources about primary research and resource sources, although those have been copied from. Your next step should be to read How to Undertake a Literature Review. This is a short blog that will give you good advice on conducting a review of scholarly literature. Then read Types of Sources. Pay particular attention to the difference between popular sources and scholarly sources. You'll also learn more about this in the library web course. Complete the 5 modules and the final quiz in the Introduction to Library Research Strategies. This is a separate web courses that you are automatically enrolled in. If you don't see it on your web courses dashboard, check under All Courses. Schedule extra credit library consultation. Remember, you need to do this plenty ahead of time to account for their slow response time. And start popular research for the literature review introduction. Focus on finding information needed for understanding the background and relevant context surrounding your topic. Good luck, and I'll see you next time.